I know you're a big fan of vibe coding or agentic coding, as they call it these days. You've designed some chess apps, chess websites. I've tried myself some of them. I don't remember the name, but the one where you have to solve puzzles from famous players' games. I really liked it. Can you please tell me more about it, how it started and where it's going these days? Are you like raising funds from venture investors or anything like that?
So the thing is, I always was a tech or a gadget person. I used to love technology and collecting gadgets and stuff like this. I remember in 2016 when I was working with Anish, helping him for his candidates. So back then we did work, and I used to experiment and try to make some software which would help us, but I didn't have the technical skills of a programmer, and that was a barrier. And even when I was doing this journey from 2022 to 2024, when I was like intensively working, I tried to hire some software engineers or work with some people who were my friends to build some software to help me in training, because I couldn't myself do it. I always liked it. I don't know if it's the most efficient way, but I liked it. I was always fascinated by it. But right now, when in 2025, towards the end, I realized I can do it by myself. And that unlocked like a whole new world for me. I was like, wait, I had this idea. I wanted to do it. I can do it myself. Like, it's like a video game for me now. I could just build something and keep working on it. And for me, the thing is, I don't get bored when I'm doing it. It's very enjoyable. And that's why I'm doing it. I don't know how it is for other people. I think many people do it. But probably the difference is, like, I think almost everyone nowadays will be using AI in their life. There's no question about it. But let's say it's very easy to build like a prototype of something which is working 80%. The problem comes when it's the last 20%.
Yeah.
When you have to fine tune it, you have to pay attention to the details. That's the boring work. And for me, I enjoy even that. So for me, I think that's the difference. Like, I keep tweaking with it. I feel like there's so many possibilities that can be done, and it feels like a video game to me. It's like what Sindarov for him Counter-Strike is now. So it's like a video game for me, and it's a lot of fun. I don't know where it's going, but I do it for my personal enjoyment.
But currently, you continue doing this, right?
Yeah. I do it to help some family members, let's say, or I have some personal problem. I build something for myself, but not necessarily publish it.
Can you give some examples of what you built?
Sure. So the reason I had built this website called tactics.viditchess.com was I wanted some puzzles which are not like traditional tactics. Let's say I go to Lichess. They have great puzzles, right? But it's all forcing moves. And not necessary that in my chess games, I need to find the forcing moves. Sometimes the quiet moves are the hard ones to find. Or find a move which is the best move in the position, but the difference is not like winning and equal. The difference is like slightly better and equal. Because in top level chess, you need to find best moves in such scenarios as well. But there is no such tool to do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, what if I can do that myself? Build some tool where I get puzzles which are exactly for these problems. And that was the motivation to start it. I did that back then, and it was a lot of fun to curate it because it was not as easy as I thought it would be, because I used to get a lot of bad puzzles also. Then I keep tweaking the algorithm and make it more interesting. So that was one thing. Then my first project was this memory.viditchess.com, I think.
For the blindfold?
Yeah, just for memorizing pieces. So it's a good pattern recognition system. That was just more like fun project. Then it could be to help with your opening preparation, to help with like game analysis, to draw more stats, etc. Then with my family, it's more like, let's say my wife, she's a doctor. So she has some problem within that. So how can I use technology to help her? Something like that. Also, I try to use the latest AI tools that are there, not necessarily to solve a problem, but to get used to it. Let's say now I have these, back then when OpenClaw Before it was big, I was using it, but it kept breaking. That was a bit of a problem. Then I started using Hermes
Oh,
a
I
month ago.
recently started using it as well. Yeah,
Yeah, a month
nice.
ago I used it and it's really good. Then I try to use different skills that are there. So I use GBrain by Gary Tan, who is from Y Combinator, and experiment with that. Then there are many skills of agentic engineering. Try to use that. I have too many subscriptions, and I'm burning money left and right. But it's fun to do it. My Twitter timeline is completely messed up. Like there is two feeds, right? Like for you and the following. The for you only gives me all this agentic stuff and AI stuff, and I'm like kind of bored with it now. I want something else. So it's always like 10 things you should do. This every day there is a new update, and I'm like, I feel FOMO that I've been left behind. But yeah, it's fun.